Hey guys, how's it going? This is Natenator. Last time, I felt like hopping out of bed and saying hello to the world. This time, I wanted to tell the world to shove it, and shove it deep. I could have skipped school and just stayed in bed all day. I've done that a few times before. But I knew seeing Gerard would rid me of my stupid worries. 4 hours of pointless class time was well worth the hello kiss and the half-hour lunch we had together. It was a lot better than being in my room and waiting for the coachman to reappear, that's for sure. He could tell I was mentally preoccupied. I wasn't very good at hiding it. I silently sat there against the wall beside him, staring at my knee-high boots and fiddling with my iron cross necklace. He acted like nothing was wrong, but he most likely lost his own appetite from my draining presence. I didn't hear him touch his food in the slightest. Putting a hand over my shoulder, his warmth seemed to snap me out of the trance I was in. I tried to give him an assuring smile, mustering the weakest one in existence. "Everything okay?" he asked, trying to not sound too serious. "You've been awful quiet, and that means something with you being you." I nodded, patting his arm pleasantly. "Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Just haven't been sleeping well is all." "Up all night doing homework?" I widened my eyes. "Oh yeah, a lot of homework. Gallons and gallons of homework." "I getcha. I don't like doing homework either, but my dad monitors me like a watchdog. If he doesn't see me doing it, he takes away my friend privileges. That means no mall with bros and no movies with you." "Can't have that happen, can we?" "No way. Movies with you is what makes the week worth it." I could swear I was blushing, since I felt a warmth on my face for the first time all day. Pressing my lips together, I tried to not say something stupid. Sadly, I didn't try hard enough. "I really don't want to sound nosy, but I just noticed you never mention your mother." "You never mention your father," he replied, more timid than aggressive. Looking down at my boots, I tried my best to keep my mind on the mud stains than to think of the past. Still, it was right there, ready to take the reins of my brain and ride it to nowhere. "I assume we don't mention them for the same reason." "Yeah, well, not same reason, but same result. Gone." He looked down at the floor between his legs too. It's not easy. I'm still trying to get used to my dad's lineup of girlfriends." He scratched his cheek, changing the focus over to me. "So, it's just you and your mum?" "Yep. No brothers, no sisters. No mum either, really. She's always working, and I only get to see her on weekends. And when I see her, I only see her getting ready to go off to the clubs or bar or whatever. We don't really bond much. Not like her and the girls. She's 35 and still acts like a teenager on her first chance to go drinking. It's like she's trying to ignore the mistake she made when she had me." "Must get lonely in the house." "You have no idea." If you want, I can come over sometime. I mean, so you got someone to make some noise and keep you company. I chuckled at how excitedly he said it, like a kid buying candy. Yeah, actually, yeah, I'd like that. It would be a good way for us to be alone. Whoa, really? I mean, good. That's really good. I lightly patted his knee with the back of my hand. Down, boy. I'm inviting you to my house, not a trip to Paris. The bell rang, making lunch end and us to get up with empty stomachs and fluttering hearts. Gerard hoisted me onto my feet, holding both hands like we were about to spin around in joy. He would, but I was barely able to stand up, let alone do anything enduring. Instead, we hugged. His grip almost tightened more than the corset I was wearing. Don't say you're a mistake. You're not a mistake. Not at all. I looked up at him, my voice caught in the back of my throat. I had no idea what to say. All I could do was make sure I didn't make a fool of myself by starting to tear up or something stupid like that. Time for torture, he said, kissing me before he went off to class with a wave goodbye. I nearly forgot to head to my own class, too busy watching him fade off into the crowd. Luckily, once my teacher started lecturing about pointless gobbledygook, I got a text from him. How about I come over tonight? That desperate, huh? I texted back. No, bored. I got nothing planned. A second text came right after. Or do you have plans? I didn't want to sound like I was ready for action so soon. I just needed someone there to keep my mind away from that damn request, and keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe the coachman would stay at bay while another person was in the room. To prevent Gerard from getting the wrong idea, I decided to reply near the end of class, keeping him waiting with the patience of a whistling tea kettle. Now I do, winky face. Today we head in my direction. His response right after was, can't wait. Class seemed to take forever now that I had something to look up to. But at the same time, this was the first time I dreaded the thought of nighttime. The entire day, the coachman never appeared once, and yet, I could never shake off the feeling of being watched. It was like eyes were upon me from all directions, from every angle. I pretended to be asleep for the rest of the class, while I was really just hiding my face in my arms and letting the tears come out casually. I didn't know why I was crying. The tears just came out on their own, soaking into my sleeves. I was lucky I didn't cheap out on eyeliner and have it all runny when I had to go meet up with Gerard. Still, I checked myself in the restroom, just in case. Wiping off the little bit that got smeared on the sides, I got out as quickly as I could, getting the usual stares and facial expressions from the people not used to seeing me. Even the hipster girls smoking pot in the spot near the stalls were giving me the look. Years of practice allowed me to shrug off the stares without scoffing anyone, something that started numerous fights before. Who knew potheads were so punchy? Sometimes I wonder if Gerard would prefer for me to be like them, like someone more acceptable. Then I realize, who the hell wants to be like them? Gerard waited for me by the school gates, like always. Seeing his face glow as I approached was a million times better than the ugly faces I got in the restroom. Once we kissed hello again, everything about school was left at the gates, just the way it should be. Walking home was different since it was the first time in years I'd gone straight home from school. It was actually the first time I didn't go near the cemetery in years. This day was the day everything seemed to change completely. It was good to have a change, really good. The entire time we walked and talked, my mind was mostly running through what we would do in my place. Being alone in the house is the perfect time to get really close. But I was afraid to. Hell, I couldn't even kiss him without my skin feeling like it was on fire. How could I go all the way without turning into a pathetic puddle? It wasn't the actual act. It was the binds it came with that really made me nervous. I knew it was going to be worth it for me, but I also knew I couldn't make it worth it for him. The poor sap. Why does he even like me? Walking up the dirty steps to the chipped up front door, I unlocked it and showed him in. Well, this is it. Pretty crappy, huh? As I closed the door to relock it, he looked around with an enjoyed look on his face. I actually kinda like it. It's like a haunted house, you know? He smacked the top of the couch nearby to lean on it, causing a cloud of dust to shoot up into his face. I pulled him away from the living room and into the hall, Gerard's coughing subsiding quickly. Man, this place is awesome. I rolled my eyes at his obvious lie. Okay, Pinocchio. We stopped in my room, having just barely enough light coming through the blinds for me to find my lighter. I'm serious, he said with actual enthusiasm. I bet you can eat in your room and everything. My dad would never let me have that kind of luxury. Yeah, I guess. My mum rarely cleans and I only clean the stuff I use. He saw me lighting up the black candles, playfully sounding smug about it. Candles, huh? Glassy. No bottle of wine? I scoffed at his silly remark. Shut up, guitar boy. I'll let you handle the cheesy stuff. I just like candles more than turning on the lights. I glanced over at him, trying to stare him down in my flirty way. You got a problem with them? He sat down on my bed, holding his hands up. Not at all. The room was quiet for a while until he spoke again. You know, I can't tell if candlelight is better than moonlight. Would you be mad if I said you look beautiful in both? Lighting the last candle right when he said that, I nearly dropped the lighter and burned the entire house down. Closing it with a nervous hand, I sat down beside him, pulling my lips in, staring into his deep and tender eyes. I felt like I was going to melt, as if my skin was snow. No, I won't be mad.